Hi guys, welcome back to Rev Solution. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I'm doing a motorcycle review again. Hey! So today, the Voge 900. It's a DS900X. It uses the engine from the BMW F900. I can't remember the manufacturer who makes it. It begins with L. I'll put it up now. But yeah, it's a proven BMW engine on a cheap Chinese motorcycle. I've ridden it 5 minutes down the road just to get here, and already I'm loving it. This is not going to be a blow smoke up its backside review. I've just been given this bike for several hours by Trevor Pope in Gosport. I've come all the way down to Gosport to ride it. Now, a lot of YouTubers get given motorcycles and it's perfect. I'm going to give you a brutal gloves off review of this motorcycle and if you should spend money buying it. Now the big thing that stands out for me is the price. However, this is where Voge really hit the nail on the head. Now with the DS900X, you get a lot of features for your money. The first thing I'm going to go through quickly is you get a quick shifter up and down. You get a heated seat. You get heated grips. You get blind spot detection in the rear, which is for just over 9,000 or just under £9,000. Wow. What else do you get? You get a front-facing camera. You also get a 7-inch TFT display. Now that TFT display, I've had a quick look at it. Wow, yeah. If you were to spend £20,000 on a bike with all those features, you would probably never use them and you'd be a bit annoyed that you've actually paid for those features. This comes as standard. What's not to love about that? What else do we get on this bike as standard, that is? You get crash bars as standard. You get fog lights as standard. And these fog lights, I'm just going to turn them on. There you go. They look amazing. It's standard. I mean, wow. You also get, I'll turn that off, keyless. So you get a lovely key, and I'm not being funny, but this key, have a look at it. That's really nice, really smart. You got buttons on here, so press that one, you see a little light come on. You see the indicators flashing. I can only imagine it is some sort of, maybe an alarm system, I don't know, but yeah. It's armed, I'm guessing, after I've pressed the keys. But that's a really nice one. You also get on here, undo that, you get a key that comes apart. So that, for a Chinese manufacturer, is a really smart key. I like it. Moving straight to the front of the bike, we've got a lovely styling at the front. I love this. It just looks really nice. Again, this is not me being really positive about the bike. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. But yeah, I like that. The windscreen is adjustable, not very big. I mean, can you do it from, yeah, you can do it when you're riding. So it's got a nice little grab handle there, which is really helpful. So yeah, that's good. The beak sticks out nicely, gives you a little bit of protection. It's obviously got a front hugger down here, which is going to give you a little bit of protection from spray and everything. The camera is mounted right there. So you've got that dash cam, you put up a SIM card underneath the seat in its little telemetry area, and you got your dash cam. You also got a button on the offside handlebar, or the near side, depending on what country you're in, which will actually take a photo, I believe, because it's got photos on it. So even better, you haven't got to worry about installing your own dash cam. What more can I say? It's got lovely gold I think they're KYB forks on this one. Let's have a quick, get my spec sheet out. All digital these days, spec sheets. Right, so let's go through some bits. So we've got the crash bars. These are solid, they look nice, they're not weak and wobbly. I mean, depends on how you go down. Ultimately, it's going to depend on how much they bend into the bike. But that's standard. On an Africa Twin, you've got to spec this up. On a GS, you've got to spec this up. On probably a Triumph Tiger, you've got to spec this up. Standard. I mean, wow. So looking at several parts of the bike, you're looking at a brake horsepower of 95 brake horsepower at 8,250 RPM. The torque is 95 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM. So it's 1-to-1 ratio on the torque to power. And this thing, when you crank the throttle on, it pulls quite nicely. Your top speed, you're looking around about 130 miles an hour. So ultimately, in pretty much any country, it's ample power to be on the road. You're not going to struggle with any power, looking for that overtake and thinking, I'm almost at the peak power band of this bike at 60, 70 miles an hour. So you've got plenty of power to play with on this bike. Looking at the seat height is 825 millimeters, 5'7", no issues whatsoever getting on and off this bike, putting a foot down when I stop at traffic lights. It works perfectly. The wheels, you've got a 21-inch front wheel and you've got a 17-inch rear wheel. Again, good setup for going off-road. At the moment, it's running Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2 tyres. They are, I'd say they're pretty much a road-focused tyre, so I'm not going to be taking this bike off-road on anything more than what I'm on at the moment, a gravel car park, because it doesn't have the tyres for it. If you had to put some 70-30s on it, 50-50s, there's plenty of videos on YouTube where this thing absolutely smashes the off-road scene. It's an adventure bike. It can do everything. Moving down my list of quick things that we've got for this bike. Ground clearance of 190 millimeters. It doesn't come with a bash plate. That is the only thing that I'm not overly happy about with this bike. But that said, it comes with a lot of a centre stand as standard. The Africa Twin doesn't come with a centre stand as standard. So yeah, well done to Voge for having that. You've got ABS, traction control, cornering, Bosch 6-axis IMU for the traction control. So this has got a lot of premium features that you are going to have to spend above £10,000 for in the majority of the motorbikes on the market in today's world. So if you don't want to spend big money, but you want big bang for your buck, the Voge definitely is something to consider. What else have we got? We've got Brembo brakes, KYB fully adjustable suspension, and the Pirelli tyres come as standard. So again, very, very good. They're not scrimping out on the tyres. They're not going into some cheap Chinese rubbish for the tyres. The luggage doesn't come as standard. Like I was saying, you have to spec up the luggage as standard. But that said, the rear rack does come as standard. So you've got this nice aluminium rack here, which is firmly bolted onto the bike. So you straight away, you can put your luggage on it, stick it over onto the pillion seat, onto the rear rack, strap it down with your rock straps or your Oxford straps, whatever. You've got decent foot pegs down here that you can ratchet it down onto. So there's plenty of securing points. Obviously, if you were to have the full pannier luggage, then you have more securing points to tie stuff onto. But as the bike stands, it's perfect. I mean, I'm saying it's perfect. The setup is perfect. What more could you want for a sub £10,000 brand new motorcycle? Now, when it comes to the rear styling of the bike, the exhaust, for a modern motorcycle that's going to be probably Euro 9 compliant at this time, I don't know what is the current Euro spec, but whatever it is, it's stifling the market. That's not a bad looking can. I mean, it's shiny, it's silver. It's got a little bit of carbon plastics plating on it just to give it a little bit of something different. But from the rear, the can, it's quite a good looking can compared to some motorbikes out there that have massive Euro compliant exhausts. That's tidy. I like that. I'd only change that out of boredom probably just to make it a little bit more mine. But yeah, for a standard exhaust, that's pretty decent. LED indicators, let's try and get these on for you guys. There you go. Nice flashes on the indicators. Let's pop them on. There you go. Very, very nice, bright, clean indicators to let people know that you're there. I'm pretty sure, yep. There you go. LED brake light. I think the sensor for the blind spot detection is this big bulk of plastic here, because there's nothing else on the back of this bike which screams it needs well, it is a display for a sensor. So I think that is your sensor there. But from the rear of the bike, it's a pretty damn good setup. Right, so getting on the bike, it's obviously on the center stand at the moment. Like any other bike, you can either put your front brake on as you push it off and down. We got it off the center stand. That was nice and easy. Or how I prefer it is to grab hold of the rear and then just drag it off the center stand. Let's put the bike on side stand. It leans over quite, I mean, this is a pretty flat area and it leans over at a nice lean. It's nothing too drastic. Let's get on. So again, 5'7". That is both feet down, tiptoes on both feet. one foot on the rear set for the rear brakes, and my foot is flat-footed. If I spin it over, foot on the opposite peg, and I'm flat-footed again. So getting my foot down on this bike is not going to be an issue at all. Let's get back onto the centre stand, just show you how easy it is to get onto the centre stand, because I didn't find it too much of an issue. So lifting the bike up, get my foot on that peg. I'll show you the issue with that in a second, which again is going to be resolved by removing the pillion pegs. But bike up onto the centre stand, no dramas there. So let's stand up. It's also got a dampener for the steering damper, so that's quite good. So again, a steering damper on a sub £10,000 bike, brand new, sub 9,000 if you don't want the luggage. I know I'm saying this is brilliant, but value for money wise, it is bloody brilliant. So that is the riding position, the ergonomics for riding. It's comfortable. Would I want the handlebars adjusted slightly further backwards? Maybe, because they are adjustable. You've got markings on the actual handlebars bar to adjust it. So that is something I'll probably do. Just brake them back ever so slightly, just so they're in a little bit. But turning wise, that's pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. I've got no issue with that at all. Wind mirrors give you amazing visibility from behind, because my elbows, looking at it, are completely out of the way. I've got no issue. I haven't got to drag my arms in like on some motorcycles. So yeah, that's good. Let's have a look at this. So riding along, cruise control. Bear in mind, cruise control. So hand off. Yep. No cruise control. Hand down. Yeah, it's a bit stiff, but obviously you don't want it too loose, because otherwise it will flap up and down quite a lot. So yeah, tank. This does look nice. It flares out really well. Yeah, I like it. It gives you a nice little bit of protection against the elements coming at you. So it does kick out like a good adventure bike should do. Let's go from the front and see what I look like from the front. Well, you have to excuse me, I'm too lazy to move the bike around. I probably should move the bike actually, but the sun's directly behind me, so I might be a bit dark. But that said, you probably can't really see much of my legs, maybe much of me at all because of the sun behind me, but it gives you a nice protection from the front, and it looks like it means business. It's not a weak looking Chinese motorcycle. So yeah, I like it. I do like its setup. Right, let's take this beast out for a ride and see what she's really like. Right guys, so here we go. Let's get this thing on the road. And the colour scheme I think looks absolutely fantastic. The blue, the silver, all works in quite nicely. They obviously got a silver and green, and also a black, the Black Knight. Personally, I think the Black Knight looks pretty damn good. I like the Black Knight. Oh, a little bit of moisture in that lens, and there isn't on the other one. So yeah, that's one thing. Straight away, there's a bit of moisture in the spotlight, and this is a brand new bike. So the thing I was saying earlier, this foot peg is right in the way. I mean, it is easier to get to, but it's in the way. Remove the foot peg, and yeah, you wouldn't have a problem whatsoever. So push to start. Let's have a look, see what this looks like. So starts up. It's a pretty quick start up, I'll give it that. You don't need a clutch to start the bike. I'll just push the button, pop it into gear. Fog light operation is there. You've got your cruise control, but I'll go through all that in a second. All right, let's get this thing out. So what's it like standing up? Can't really see the display much, like on most bikes, but that said, sitting down, it's nice. Right, off we go. So the Voge DS900X in road mode at the moment. The throttle is quite nice. I don't think there's any issues with the throttling on this bike. So with the, I'm not going to be comparing this to a BMW GS, because it's not a GS. It's not in the same league as a GS. 1200, 1250, 1300. It's just not there. And a lot of people have been comparing them to that kind of bike.
just because it's an adventure bike, yeah, great, but it's not an adventure bike of that caliber. So I'm just going to compare. I think the closest competitor I could say would be potentially the Tiger 900. It's a 900cc, the BMW F 900. I've not ridden that one though, so I can't really compare it to that. So I'm just going to give you an honest review of what I think this is like. But sitting on it straight away, the ergonomics are lovely. It feels really nice. There's no issue with comfort to start with anyway. I'll let you know what it feels like in a bit. But even on the road, the wind mirrors have really good visibility. The quick shifter is good. I like it. There's no issues with the quick shifter. Now, I've just literally said I'm not going to be comparing it to a BMW 1250 GS, because you can't. It's like comparing a Skoda Fabia that was there with a brand new BMW 1 Series. You just can't do it. They're two different bikes, a league of their own. What I will say is that the quick shifter, so I'm in first gear now, quick shift up it's clunky, but it's not aggressive, which is nice. You jump on the BMW quick shifter and that thing is horrific going between first and second. It's not a nice one. It's really bang, gets you going. So that is the only thing I'm going to say. Yeah, my camera's clicked on still. That's the only thing I'm going to say is horrible about the BMW and lovely about this one. Now, nothing else is going to be compared. I'm just basically going to see if this bike is worth buying. Would I part with my money on this bike? Now, I've sat on this bike plenty of times at motorbike shows, and now comes the day when I get to ride it. So this is Trevor Pope just up here. I've come down to Gosport today to ride the bike from Trevor Pope. What I am going to do is just quickly stop here and throw my tripod into my car, because right, how easy is it to get the side stand down? Right, yeah, not too bad. It leans over quite a bit, so I'm not going to pop it there. What I am going to do, put my hazards on. Yep, got the hazards on. That's a bit better. Alright. Nice and easy to get onto. Kill the hazards. Pull away. Yeah, so that's Trevor Pope over there. I'll show you a little bit more of their dealership in a bit when I get back. So cruise control, you slide it over, it activates cruise control on the side there, and then you push it forward. Well, you're meant to push it forward. Oh, it wants me to shift. No, it wants me to shift down. It wants me to go into second gear. It's a bit weird. I want third gear. Why is it telling me to shift down? Turn it off. Okay, so you got to hold it slightly when you go forward to activate cruise control. But there you go, cruise control is activated. Bring it back. Okay, so I press that once and it dropped down. That's odd. So it goes in 2 mile an hour increments. So you can't sit at, yeah, look, if I bring it down 1. Okay, so that's gone 29 to 28. 29. How bizarre. It's asking me to change down a gear. Not sure what it's asking me to change down a gear, but if you get that feeling you forgot to lock your car, pretty sure I locked the car. The suspension setup at the moment, it does feel a little bit stiff, but then again, it is a brand new bike, so you probably want to let it run for a little bit, let it set in before you start trying to figure out if it needs to be adjusted. When I do go over some bumps, I do hear like a bit of a clunking, so I'm not too sure if something's loose or if it is just because I haven't got earplugs in today. But the clutch operation is really nice. Pulls away nicely in first gear on road mode. Let's put some volume. Nah, let's stick with that one so you can see my eyes. Quick shift up, second to third, barely even felt it. I genuinely barely even felt it. It felt really nice. Let's go down this way. I sit in traffic too much. Indicators don't cancel on their own if there is a setting I haven't turned it on. So it's a bit of a bumpy road. Let's hit all the patches in the bumps. So yeah, I can feel it. It ultimately, the bike doesn't feel as premium as some of the other bikes I've ridden. It feels a little bit looser, just a little bit looser. Come to a nice stop. Brakes. Yeah, the brakes feel good. Right, let's pop. Right, okay. So neutral was very, very easy to get into. No issues getting into neutral on that. Some of the RTs that I've ridden, neutral, you first, second, all over the show. So it's showing that my front tyre is a little bit low on pressure. That might just be because, oh, hello. Connect your phone. Handling round, clutch control's good. So even when you bring it over into a different display, you've still got your miles per hour down on the bottom left hand side. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so you can flip between Android and Apple. Go back. Now the one thing I do really get annoyed with is YouTubers that they go, right, let's go into fifth gear, let's go 30 miles an hour, let's do a roll on in fifth gear. No, that's why you've got gears. Third gear, roll on, 30 to 40, absolutely bob on. Your automatic car wouldn't let you do that, so why were you trying to put all that extra stress on the engine to do it? It's just not good. Right, so let's try what I was thinking earlier. So cruise control is on to 40 miles an hour, and let's get that screen up. Ugh. So got it up. It was a bit of an issue. It was a little bit of a tug to get it, but nonetheless I managed to do it. Oh, here we go. Right, when the GS has got its dial there. Hate it, absolutely hate it. It feels cheap and nasty. Oh, that's a good thing. You can't forward roll off of the cruise control. Clutch disengages it, but you can't do a forward roll off. Now, pretty much every motorcycle I've ridden with cruise control allows you to roll off cruise control by rolling forward on the throttle. This one doesn't. Let's go out nice and quick. Handling on these Pirelli Scorpion tyres feels good. I'll check that tyre in a minute though. Roll on up to 40. Yeah, all good still. No dramas. So I've only done a few, maybe even a mile or two on this bike, and I'm not hating it. I'm not sitting here going, God, I want to get off this bloody motorcycle. Brakes, oh, they are sharp. They are very sharp. I like that. Brembo's obviously. The indicator feels premium. That does feel very premium. A lot of the premium motorcycles, you barely feel it move, and you think, oh, if I actually press that, exactly the same. Exactly the same. So yeah, I like that. Right, let's change the mode. So we'll go road, we'll go into sport. Oh yes. Woohoo, yeah. You can feel the difference on that. Not scary power, but the throttle response is sure. Second gear. Oh, she's a different machine. We'll try that out later. So sport. Okay, sport. Rain mode. Right, that's still in sport. There we go. Wow. You can feel that change. It feels smooth, but the power delivery is very, very soft. Almost like a long delay in the power delivery. Obviously, for rain, you don't want to be spinning the rear up. Now, at the moment, I haven't had the rear sensor come on. So what's it saying there? Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. So the gear selector is actually telling you to go, well, and that tells you to go up, it tells you to go down. I don't mind that, but I probably prefer it if it didn't say that. I mean, look, 20 miles an hour in second gear, and it's saying change down. I changed down into first gear, now it's saying change up. Now it's saying change down. Now it's saying change up. Like, sort your mind out, come on. Third gear at 30, change down. So it wants to sit second gear at 30 miles an hour. I mean, it's 3,500 RPM. Red line's at 9,000 RPM. So there is a delay, when you accelerate. So I'm just going to rev it. Right, ready? Yeah, so that's a little bit slow on the uptake. It's not instant. Is that a problem? No, but it definitely explains the price, I'd say. It's one of the little the things you can tell. It's not a premium motorcycle, but it's not coming out to say I'm a premium motorcycle, come buy me. It's here to say I'm a budget bike, look at what I can afford you compared to a premium motorcycle. And so far I'm genuinely liking it. I'm not sitting here going, God, this is horrific. It does feel really good. Obviously got my Helite vest on. I've done it up. Yes, I've done it up. Never ride without my Helite vest, shameless plug. What other modes we got? Rain, road, sport. Rain, road, sport. Let's go back into road. So you can select it on the fly, and you just got to roll off the throttle, roll back on again, and you're back on to your new mode. The seat is quite comfortable. Oh, the road is closed. It's a victory parade or something. Spitfires, dual Spitfires flying. How amazing. I really didn't do my research for the South Coast today, did I? No, I did not. Spotlights, well, let's get back up to the back of this van. Spotlights are off, spotlights are on. They look really decent, I like that. It's one of those I just ride around with spotlights because it gives you more visibility. Let's put the main beam on. Cool, well, that main beam is very, very nice. So it's got extra lights on the side for your main beam, which is decent. Again, get my foot down, 5'7", no dramas whatsoever. If you're abnormally large, plus 6 foot, you're obviously going to have no issues whatsoever. It does sound very tractory. So it's not a refined sound. Does it sound cheap? I wouldn't say it sounds cheap. It just doesn't sound refined. But would that put me off of buying the bike? Definitely not. The tyre pressure monitor down in the bottom. I would. What have we got over here? Oh, we got the heat. Oh yeah, let's put the heat. So the heated seat controls right at the back. So the heated seat comes up there. So it's 3 heat settings. Let's put the heated grips on. So heated grips, heated seat, both on number 3. Blind, yeah, nice. So blind spot detection work then. I have heard that it actually put something up on the display in the middle. So let's see if that. So nothing come up on the blind spot detection there. What about when this car? Wow, I can feel that heated seat already. I've got motorcycle jeans on. I can't really feel the grips. I mean, they are. Yeah, no, I can feel them ever so slightly. Cool. I'm actually going to turn these heated grips down in a second. Let's turn it down now. It's actually making me really, really hot. So, are the heated grips on the Voge 900 any good? Yes, they bloody well are. Honestly, I'm actually starting to get really warm. I'm going to keep the heated seat. No, I'm going to turn them off completely now. Yeah, they're off. They're done. I'm not having that at the moment. It's too warm for that. The heated seat I will keep on for the time being because I want to see how the heated seat works and if it is really, really good. I've tried the BMW GS heated seat. That is phenomenal. This one is not burning my backside yet, but my gosh, does it feel good. So filtering through traffic, I mean, this ain't exactly filtering, is it? It's just overtaking stationary traffic, but the width of the bike, okay, I'd want the suspension a little bit softer. Look at these clever clogs. No, what are you doing? It's not your right way to turn, is it? Wow. I don't care what people say. If you say I should have, actually, I'm going to stop there because I'm not going to be able to see. So what was I going to say? The braking then, it felt like the ABS kicked on. It might not have kicked in. What's battery life we got left? I've got ages left on there. 4 hours, loads of battery life. The Insta360 4X is phenomenal. Yeah, it felt like the ABS kicked on a little bit, which was a little bit odd. What charging points have we got down here? We got USB charging points. Is that easy to get back on? Yep. And we've obviously got a 12-volt charger there. Let's see if we can go through any of the displays. So settings. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look how much information you get on this bike. So you've got voltage, how long you've been riding for, total. So this bike has been ridden for 28 hours, 50 minutes so far. Oh, that heated seat is... that seat is glorious. Is there a slight delay in the speed acceleration? It looks like there was. Again, is that going to put me off buying it? No. No. Just got to remember, it's not a high-end premium motorcycle. It is a budget premium motorcycle. It's a bike that you could pick up for relatively cheap money, brand new, 2 or 3 years warranty, that's going to do everything you want. I mean, at the moment, a 21-inch front wheel, I've ridden obviously my Africa Twin with a 21-inch front wheel, and I felt like I was washing out on corners. It'll be interesting to see when I get out into the Nationals what the cornering ability of this bike is going to feel like. It feels, I mean, the brakes are shut, bearing in mind the brakes have done less than 1,000 miles. So they're going to still probably want a little bit of bedding in. Oh, I need to check out the rear brake as well. The front brake reservoir, nice and clear to see the fluid. Probably put a sock over that. I mean, it's not ugly, but this all looks nice and premium. Clutch control pulling away is nice. All right, here we go. What's it like on the corners? Yeah, handled those corners quite nicely. Blind spot detection works quite nice. I don't know if you can see that. Cars come up on my offside blind spot. Tried to get in front of me, but by cutting the roundabout completely, but just had nothing on the Voge, and I wasn't even pushing it. As you can see, I was around 35 miles an hour on that, and it was just tickling over nicely. Yeah, so at the moment, guys, I am very, very impressed with the Voge DS900X. Pop into fourth gear at 40, very, very comfortable. The ergonomics from the reach for me isn't that bad whatsoever. I quite like it. Yes, I would, yeah, if it was my bike, I would rake it back just ever so slightly on the handles and just twist everything forward. But for what it is, out of the box how Trevor Pope has set it up, it's decent. I like it. They've done a good job. Tinted windscreen. What I would definitely look at doing is upgrading that to a bigger screen, probably. Just to give me a little bit more wind protection. This car's going to absolutely spank it past me now. Ready? Look, blind spot detection comes on. I like it. Oh, they're just going to sit in the middle of both lanes. So yeah, the blind spot detection is quite nice. So let me. No, they've moved out of the way. Okay, so yeah, the blind spot detection is actually really, really helpful. Never thought I'd say that about a motorcycle. He's in a rush, isn't he, in his mocha. Downshifting is quite nice. Let's move over. Blind spot detection working again for the Jag. Lovely. Yeah, I don't like the fact that it's constantly telling me shift down and up. I mean, that is just something you probably could turn off in the settings somewhere. I mean, you just ignore it. Cars tell you to shift up and shift down. If you've got modern cars, I just ignore them as well. So, not the be all and end all. Let's